Alright, guys, and welcome to Spoiler Alert. You have been officially warned. There will be some spoilers in this episode. As you know, we are talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, and it is the third episode in the show. Now, I'm not sure if the show is going to either introduce or slide into the Black Widow movie, or if it's going to lead us into Loki, or maybe it's just going to end and have nothing to do with the movie or TV universe, and it's just going to be its own little thing. You never know. It could be one thing, it could be another. But all I know is that we are going to talk about Zemo. Yes, this guy who honestly did not get enough airtime in the Civil War movie. Now, for some of you guys who remember this character, he was the side antagonist on top of the Civil War idea, and he's the one who basically blew up the UN and said, that he was doing it because of the things that happened in the Age of Ultron movie. Apparently, his family died, and we find out more about him. And so we go in and we meet with him with the Winter Soldier. He tries to pull off a little cheeky thing where he starts doing the code words for the Winter Soldier, trying to activate him, and it doesn't work because he's been deprogrammed. I just thought that was kind of funny that he would at least attempt, and he gave kind of a guy's gotta try, right? Kind of attitude about it, and I think that was kind of a funny little thing. It wasn't supposed to be super humorous, but I thought, hey, you gotta try, right? So, Zemo, we learn a lot more about him. This character is actually pretty deep when it comes to his actual character, which in the Civil War movie, we didn't really get a whole lot of him, besides him just like killing a dude in a bathtub and wandering around and activating the Winter Soldier. It wasn't a whole lot of his actual character development. It was more, I'm just doing this thing because reasons. And I'm glad that we got to dive a little bit deeper into who this character is and why he's doing things, because it makes him less of a generic, I'm the bad guy because I'm the bad guy.
You are a bad guy, but this does not mean you're a bad guy.
So, with that being said, there's a few little things that I wanted to jump in about this character, at least in this spot, and I will jump back to him in a little bit as well. I'll kind of hit on him a little bit. The first thing that we find out is, yes, he is in a Supermax prison in Germany. He's in one of those little cells that they just keep the really psychotic people, where it's just a toilet and a bed, and he gets a book. Now, in that book, when Winter Soldier comes, we find out that there is a key in the book that lets him out, because they know that he knows all of the Hydra little secrets, which is kind of interesting. There is a scene which I wish would have taken a little more in the realm of Ant-Man.
Just give me the facts.
Just the facts. Only the facts.
Breathe, focus, keep it simple.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so
Instead of just showing it, I wish they would have had a little more fun with it in the Ant-Man way, and, it would have just been a bit more fun for me to have it go like what you see in Ant-Man. But all in all, it's not a bad little scene. we learn more about this girl and her reasons for not necessarily wanting the snapping to unhappening, but so much why she is doing what she's doing. In the second episode, which was the last one from this one, is a scene that her and her gang of people are stealing the super soldier serum, and we find out that there is a big reason for that for this character, which gives them more depth than I'm just a bad person. There is a little bit more depth of, okay, this is what's going on with them. There is a scene where Zemo and the Winter Soldier and Falcon, Sam and Bucky, if you will, because they're not dressed up like their alter egos, go to this underworld situation where it's kind of like that scene in Black Panther where they drive to the underground casino thing and have to get like the medal from the guy. It's kind of like that scene, but it's not as like detailed because they don't have enough time to jump into all of that kind of stuff, which is kind of fine. I respect that, and we find out something about Zemo that I didn't think we would ever find out, because when you dive deeper into Zemo, you find out that he is not just some random guy whose family died during the attack, but he is actually a baron. He is rich.
How much are you
Look at his tufted ears!
worth?
Well, until Monday, it was like, I don't know, 50 million?
And his butler is really kind of old, and it reminds me of the butler from Archer.
You realize you're in huge trouble.
Yes, sir.
And that now I have to spend my first Friday off in, like, forever.
Yes, sir.
Devising some bizarre punishment for you.
Yes, sir.
But he is, like, super rich. And he actually takes them to this place in his, like, private jet. So he's, I don't know, like, and that was kind of a loophole from the Captain America, the Civil War, where, like, how did he get from this one country to this other country to the place where where the other super soldiers were kept so quickly if he's just some spy guy? But this explains kind of that, and I wish they would have told us a little bit more about that in the movie, but you only have so much you can shove into a movie, where a series like this could give you more information on what you're dealing with, and that's why I'm kind of glad that they at least noted that. We do see in this episode where he gets that mask, but we still don't know where it's from. He pulls it out of an old car because he's like, oh, all these cars are mine. I just happen to be, rich. But it's like, okay, so you own all these cars and this mask is just kind of chilling out in the back seat, and I don't know why. But we kind of have that, I'm just a rich guy, whatever, move on. We're going to take my little jet to wherever we need to go. My question is, what happened to this guy? Well, I kind of changed the image, but that is the weird Captain A-hole who we don't want to call Captain America because, well, he's not really Captain America. He is kind of just some random military jerk, and what ends up happening is he's basically like, well, we'll let the boys do what they do, and we'll just kind of follow along, not really doing anything in particular, which I thought was kind of smart of him actually, because he knows that they don't have any leads. They're also a part of an organization, the like international reparations something or other, and they're not so much like a, oh, let's get people who were in the snapback, like let's find them jobs, let's find them, housing and stuff, because all their stuff was pretty much sold because they've been gone for 5 years. If you watch I believe it was in-game. Yeah, it was in-game. If you watch in-game, you'll notice when Ant-Man comes back that all of the trash was piling up on the streets for 5 years. Now, I don't remember if they touched on why that was, but it was kind of funny because I remember just the trash being piled up, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a big opening for trashmen right now in this universe. So maybe you guys could go and, clean up the streets, because that was one thing that they really didn't do, and it didn't make sense because it's been 5 years. I'm sure that these companies could have hired anybody to clean up the streets and get this trash off of the side of the road. It just did not make sense. Now, I wanted to go back to Zemo because in Civil War, I remember, and this is kind of a Mandela effect, and I had to go back and watch it, and maybe you guys had that same thought process. When I saw Zemo, I thought Zemo was dead. But that is because in the movie, he does take out a gun and try and shoot himself in the head, but Black Panther, T'Challa, stops him from doing it. I thought he just killed himself, but I also somewhat remember thinking that T'Challa snapped his neck or something, maybe because he jumped at him in that way to stop him. I don't remember it the same way, but I went back and watched it, and yeah, he tried to shoot himself, and Black Panther T'Challa just jumped in with his armor gear hands and bodysuit and stopped the bullet, and was like, nope, you're not getting away with it that easily. That is not a good enough punishment for you. So that leads me into this next thing that happened, which is that Bucky and Winter Soldier and Zemo were all going to find some stuff about the thing that's going on, how this super serum got out, and he's like, oh no, I'm okay, I'll wait, and we find out that he is tracking down these little ball things that he probably knew from his time in Wakanda, and we find out that there is a Wakandan, I believe she's like a security guard or one of the military for Wakanda, and she's probably the person that has to make sure that if anything happens with Zemo, that she reports in and figures out what's going on. So she pulls him aside, and that's kind of where it all just kind of ends. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. If you guys want to give me any more details that I may have missed, or you thought was something very important to the episode, or maybe just your thoughts, go ahead and give a comment down there in the comment section. And if you would help me out, because the algorithm is the algorithm, as you know. Go ahead and get this video a thumbs up and a subscribe for the channel. I will be doing the rest of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I should be doing Loki, and I might do a review of the Black Widow when that one comes out, which I think should be within the next couple of months here. I know that Loki is supposed to be coming out pretty soon, and I believe unless they changed it again, so is Black Widow, because I think what they're doing now is they're putting these out, at least these three, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki, all within like a month of each other, and they might throw in the Black Widow at the end of Loki or between this one and Loki. I'm not exactly sure because they keep changing things on me and I don't always follow up on that. But with that being said, guys, thank you again for coming in. If you liked what you saw, hit the little like button. If you didn't like it, go ahead and hit the down button, because every button you push helps me out anyways. And if you really want to go and support me, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more videos, I have them on the channel. I did all of the WandaVisions from this last run, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Easter, and I will see you guys later. Peace.